Hey, twin, this shit hard right here. Just made this shit.
Let the beat ride. Hey. Let's get into some business right here. I just wanted to put the vibe up for y'all real quick, man. Hey. Shout out to everybody coming into the building, man. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the content, man. Turn on notification bell so you can know when Lou is going live. I told y'all I'm aiming for Fridays. We got some news right here, man. Let me turn the music down just even more a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You have it just down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Berto in the building, JV, B-Boy, Edwin. Shout out to all y'all coming in here early on, man. We got a lot to talk about. Man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, hold on, man. Let me fix something real quick. Let me crank the music up for y'all just a little bit. Hold on. Let me fix this real quick. Okay. We should be good.
Hey, twin,
All
this
right.
shit hard.
All right, let me come to the back. My bad, y'all. Gotta turn on the light, man. Shout out to everybody coming in the building, man. Like I said, once again, we got a lot to talk about. New news that broke. If you haven't been, paying attention, Cowboys finally found their defensive coordinator. Thank God that the search is over. We can officially turn our page from the Eberflus era. They're like, we fired him, but man, from the Eberflus era, we can finally flip the page. You feel me? So I'm so happy with that. Y'all coming in here. Let me get my initial thoughts on the hire. I'm so glad that they actually did, live up to their name or live up to the promise they had and went young with that. I feel like this is something that we had, to do as a Cowboy Nation, because, even though like we can be like these other franchises to be so traditional and so stuck in our ways and do the same cycle over and over again and hoping for a different result. But I'm so glad that they actually went different this time. Okay. And with Christian Parker. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm happy they got a brother. I'm happy. Like he's the first black defensive coordinator that's actually going to have some power. We had a black D coordinator before. Okay, he was under Wade Phillips, though, had no power. And then we had a black D coordinator who had the power but did not have the title, so he wasn't not technically the D coordinator. And this is the first one we actually have both. And I think this signifies a movement of youth going forward. Some times of this is a movement of us getting with the times, us adapting with the times, and not the one thing we had, Boss had on the guy that played under Durante, Indeed Maggot, and the one thing he said that we can agree with: I am tired of the NFL recycling the same names over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm telling y'all, people don't believe when NFL can get very politicky. That like that's the stuff we're talking about, man. Like they be recycling the same coordinators over and over again, and then acting like they gonna have some type of different result just because they got him too, man. Like it's man, it's like the problem they got right now in the NFL circle with people in their vices. They be rotating the same females, man. Like, God, dog, you know what I'm saying? They be expecting the same result. Expecting a different result. It's like, bro, you gotta look within yourself and everything like that. I like that they're actually going out there and we actually are experimenting. This is something we have never done before, of hiring a brand new defensive coordinator, someone with absolutely zero experience. Like, I'm talking about fresh. I was listening to some of the people, they highlighted that, man, it took him 7 years to actually become a D coordinator. That's fast in terms of, football talk and football world, because like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, from you entering the league as small as a quality control and working your way up, 7 years is actually a lot quicker than a lot of people give credit for. So, I'm happy that the Cowboys are taking a chance on that. I'm happy that this is showing that, Shotty has some influence. I'm not gonna lie. He's influencing a bit. We got to give him credit for that, because not only did they hire, this guy that's young, they flooded the pool with young guys. And I forgot who highlighted it. I put it in my other video. This is night and day from what they always do. Last year they brought in like Ron Rivera. I'm blanking on the other name, and then it was Mike Zimmer, and it was obvious who everybody wanted. It was Mike. You know what I'm saying? Our hiring process last year was probably like a week long. You know what I'm saying? Versus us, this actually took a full month and a half. They brought in vetted candidates. They brought in candidates from all over. They brought in candidates from our rival, and they actually sat through and, combed through and actually sat there and not only just hired someone, I think they sat there and actually picked some people brains, brought in people that actually, that had success on us in that number one offense. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate and I see the things they are doing. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. All right. And I hope this experiment is going to look, to do that. So let me take the time, just, acknowledge some people in here. Shout out Soul Goddess, man. Shout out, let me see. Cowboys might have knocked this out. Shout out Lee Commander coming in the video. So, with Parker, sorry, couldn't help it. Shout out, man. Hey, Lee Commander, you probably like the realest rival, subscriber out of the entire community. I ain't gonna lie. Because, man, Lou, you gotta list your camera setup, bro. It's always... Hey, I'm gonna just tag my brother Soul, because he's like, he does media. You know what I'm saying? He's a media creator. Like he'll do like music videos and stuff like that for people around the city, like highlights, all that. His name is Suave Mike Media on Instagram. You gotta, I'll tag it one. He be in here in the chat sometimes too. You just gotta ask him for real. What's good, Common Sense? What's good, Edwin? Shout out to everybody in there. Hey, you listen to me while I'm driving. I hope this is like Pickens, Jerry, because we fighting for him. Because yeah, I am too. So I really hope we don't draw this out. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna talk. Now we got the coordinator and everything like that. I'm gonna get into this next subject. It's gonna be the last thing I'm gonna talk about on this D coordinator, and then I'm gonna get into. Got a great show with y'all. We're gonna get into literally seeing how can we work with this and pitch solutions into the year. Because unlike everybody else, that be having my name in their motherfucking mouth, and I'm gonna say their name today. They be having my name in my mouth and all that shit, and how the shit I be doing, and call me a conspiracist and negative and all that shit like that. And the people I'm associated with. The thing is, we the ones who be driving creativity. Everybody else be reacting, and always want to pick and want to see what the winning team is, and they want to get on the winning team for their image. Like, this is not. We keep saying it over and over again. We don't do this for image. We do this for the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? How many people we got in here? Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Jerry said that get another ring before he go. He actually feeling the urgency. This year, he wasn't looking good. I called when Shotty was hired. Devon Overton, I shout out to you, man. DXL Flash and everything like that. All right. So that's that. That's my positive reaction. And we know we're gonna be fair, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, a lot of people, I'm gonna just show it. A lot of people didn't agree with my initial like reaction on Twitter. I'm gonna show it. You know what I'm saying? Because when it happened, y'all know I was pushing a certain guy, but the thing is, I'm always for the Cowboys and everything like that. So and I said this yesterday, I ain't gonna lie. When I originally heard the news, you know what I'm saying, I was a little salty because it wasn't the guy that I was pushing, because I thought he can really help out, you know what I'm saying? But I was gonna eventually calm down, like I just, it's just initial reaction. Like unlike these other writers and content creators, I will be very open with you guys. I'm not here to save face. I'm going to say, you know what I'm saying, what I feel in the best way possible, because I can't be blunt and not say it, in a, I learned that from just marriage. You can't just say everything you can say what's on your mind, but it's about how you say it. But I ain't gonna lie, this is the negative part, and I see everybody, this is gonna address that, because this is the negative part. As I tweeted yesterday, okay, we hired a green guy, you know what I'm saying, in Parker, because I thought he was the greenest, because he had the least experience probably out of everybody, of all the what's the name, but he was still high on my list. It's just that he was very green. But I'm not gonna talk about that tweet. This is the tweet that pissed me off yesterday, and I'm going to highlight today, man. I'm gonna just say this right now. I have gained a lot of respect for this man, David Howman. If y'all know me, if y'all been following me, we actually did a show with him yesterday. Let me just plug that real quick. Like, make sure y'all gonna check it out on Boss's channel. Y'all ain't gotta watch it on my channel. Go check it out on Boss's channel. That was a very good conversation that we had with David Howman. As you know, like y'all, I did not like David Howman at the beginning of this process, because he was the same person who released that that article that was basically like, you know, discounting Al Harris. You know what I'm saying? And I thought he was, you know, spreading false rumors, but he actually, you know, we pressed him about it, and, you know, like in a very gentleman way about it, and he gave the insider and the information about it. And hey, like I can't deny it. Like this is on Shotty. You know what I'm saying? That the image on Al Harris, but he sat there. I appreciate him for coming on with us and just sitting down and having a conversation with us, because he got attacked, man. Let me go back to this, because not this, Lou. What you doing? Not this either, Lou. What are you doing? This one. All right. So David Howman, we talked about that yesterday, but this is gonna get into my thing, because I'm telling y'all, I'm not, you know, fake like everybody else. He tweeted yesterday, as a separate note, I don't have firm info on this, but I do believe there was some pushback from ownership on Durante Jones. I think the Cowboys were high on Jones as they were on Parker. Issues with the Jones is similar to the issues they had with Flores if he were ever interested. And I tweeted, I said, you know, because I'm in my emotions, I'm done with the Cowboys. Love Parker, but what does it say when Flores and Durante was blocked? If you're new here, we've been growing, you know, very, very a lot. And I love all the new, you know, subscribers here. But one thing about me, I do not pander. I will say what's on my mind, and I will say what's best. And this is not, again, because a lot of people misinterpreted me saying I was doing this because, you know, Durante wasn't, you know, the guy didn't get picked. But I told y'all, I would have done it perfectly, you know what I'm saying, if I did not hear that info from somebody who actually has resources on the inside. This man tweeted that without having a conversation with us, probably without seeing us, you know what I'm saying? Like seeing our shows and everything like that, how we were breaking down what was happening, and came to the exact same conclusions. And he went even further. It was a great conversation we had yesterday. Great. That's the type of video that should get 100,000, because it gave a lot of insight. But as you can see, David Howman took a lot of heat for that post. That thing almost got 100,000 people seeing. And it was just writers left and right, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you can't confirm this, when this man clearly said, based on he doesn't have concrete evidence on this. He was basically speaking his mind and putting together what he said, like we did, of what was happening. And so people take it. So why am I highlighting this? Because this is the ugly side about this process I didn't like, and I'm here to highlight it. It's not that Christian Parker was picked. It was the process in this. Because now the narrative is that Christian Parker Shotty got his guy. And I believe that is the truth, but I don't think it was the full truth. I don't think that's the full truth, because we highlighted over and over again that he fawned over that Vikings defense. And Mike Fisher put out an article citing means quote directly from Jerry, that the reason why they didn't pursue or even attempt to interview Brian Flores is because he made him uncomfortable based off the culture Jerry Jones built. And he even put in there, Jerry was saying that he thinks the players and everybody else is uncomfortable. Mike Fisher specifically put the cherry on top in his article saying, no, the one who's been uncomfortable, the main one who's been uncomfortable with the the addition of Flores was Jerry. But then we had a conversation with David Howman. You feel me? And with his inside information, he was putting together the same things and everything like that. And everybody else is reporting that it was 1A, 1B. It was very close between Durante and Christian Parker. And after Durante's interview, they said that, I quote, he was a mastermind, he was well prepared, he was impressive, but some people found this all to be true. Key word, some. I'm seeing people today are twisting it, saying that they were impressed with both Jones until Christian Parker interviewed. No, that wasn't a report. The report was some. We're not going to say, you can't just say they were impressed with Durante Jones and then, they kept interviewing and then they was impressed with Christian Parker. Because how you know you lying? It's because y'all didn't let Christian Parker leave the building. Some, which means there were pushback. Some. So why am I highlighting this? It's not about Durante or Christian Parker. The point is this. The front office promised Shotty that he would get his pick. That they will stay aside. The front office promised Shotty that they'll be all aligned. I'm just quoting what the front office promised Shotty. Did they do that? If they're shooting down people that can be, because what it looks like is, and David confirmed it for us, it looked like they shot down Durante when they were neck and neck for his affiliation with Flores. And again, it's not about Christian Parker versus, it's about I keep asking this question, are we doing everything that is possible to win a Super Bowl? Because to me, it still seems like front office want to get their way. That's just me. And I'm told you, I'm not going to exactly. So people are getting mad at us because we don't have all this information and shit like that. I'm not gonna get fed bullshit. You were over here, it was a clear theme of what Shotty wanted. He wanted youth. He wanted a new, fresh mind. The pool was full of that. It was full of candidates who either got low experience, like rare experience at DC, or just a new mind. But the one sore thumb that was in that damn pool was Gannon. And it was MF is out here like, Gannon was that's the top pick. It's obvious. That's the top pick. Same people coming at us. What's your sources behind Gannon? I mean, Gannon might be a top. My sources is me listening to my owner when he said he likes the underdog story. He likes people being beaten down for that. My brain and my deduction of why he likes that is because they come in cheap and they need him, which means he has influence over them. The reason why I'm highlighting all of this, Cowboy Nation, is because it is the main thing I wanted to get off. But what people just, jump to conclusions is that the dark cloud is here in Cowboy Nation. We all know the pattern. The first year, they give you the most rope. And then the second to third year, then they put their hand all the way into the operations. Their hand was all the way into the operations this year. It is clear. Everybody else can do positive pampers and everything like that. I am excited for this guy. I am now, but now, the reason why we're highlighting this, because when it comes, because the battle is not over. We got the DC in the building. Still need the right personnel. Still need the right coaching staff around him. And I need the correct draft picks allocated to him. When I get ready to fight, I'm not finna get ready to fight just because, I just like to sit back and assess my opponent of what they did previously. Y'all can ignore that. But the pattern is right here. They had their hand all in this damn interviewing process. And they didn't allow the true shit to be the true shit. I'm just keeping it being with you. It sounds like if you blocking one guy, like completely blocking him, that was a top choice. It sounds sound like when you don't want to interview him, that choice is probably even higher than him. So based off my assumption, people can call me a conspiracy. It sounds like Shotty got his number 3 guy, and we're supposed to call it a compromise. No, if I got my 3rd guy, that ain't a compromise. My brother said it like this, man. If you go in to the dealership, right, and you got your eyes set in the car, right, but they run your credit on a car, on that car, and the credit company come be like, yeah, you can't get that one. So then you come in with your backup plan. You got another car right there. You know what I'm saying? You run your credit on that one. Credit company come back, like, nah, you can't get that one. But then the dealership be like, okay, we got this car right here for you. I promise you'll like it. And then the damn credit company be like, hey, I mean, it fits within your, you know what I'm saying, your credit score. You can get this for a good rate. And then we'll approve this. And you come back to the car, and now we writing articles on it saying, oh, I got the car of my choice. Did you get the car of your choice? Or you were blocked, or you were unable to get the other car? That's what I'm saying in this situation right here. It's not about, you know what I'm saying, the names and everything like, it's about you having the full autonomy that was promised to you and what is happening, because what is happening now is going to happen again. It's going to happen again and again and again and again. And it may get to a point of it happening where it can get ugly as the last season with Mike McCarthy did. You know, when they fully had their hand in there and withheld resources to him, and actually, they literally was, the only coach in history, we're the only franchise to have a lame duck as a coach. The lame duck meaning we were not committed to him, but we had him coaching, and at the same time saying we're competing for a Super Bowl. How are you competing for the Super Bowl and going all in when you're having a coach that you ain't even promised a next contract to, or even giving him real resources to? What they did to Mike McCarthy was fucked up. They hired a damn coach. They gave him a DC on a fucking 1-year contract. What they did to him was fucked up. What the hell? He was a passing offense. And he was asking for weapons. The best weapons they gave him was fucking Brandon motherfucking Cooks. What they did to him was fucked up. So all you positive Pampers ass fucking fans who we all in my damn mentions and shit like that, be mad as fuck while we over here talking we be fucking conspiracy theorists and shit like that, but the main ones be bitching fucking and crying when we can't get past Green Bay because we throwing fucking chest passes to Brandon Cooks. Yeah, I asked the ones who was fighting. That's the reason why you got Pickens right here. You know what I'm saying? But you continue to talk your shit. I'm gonna call your name out. I ain't scared. If you gonna fucking mention me, legally locked, fucking mention me or block my ass. I'm done. All y'all fake ass meme accounts, y'all first of all, y'all piss me off because y'all don't add shit to the fucking spirit. Let's get it straight up. Y'all do is quote tweet some shit for some fucking views. I'm not like these other creators. I am here to not be your fucking friend. I am here for the fucking star. I was born and raised in this Dallas shit. Y'all over here attacking stargazing and shit like that. And my other dog, we are from the fucking city. We didn't become fans because my damn daddy handed me a fucking cap when he was older. Nigga, we went outside and we saw Cowboys Stadium. Nigga, we was playing in the high school stadium and we got aspirations. This is my city. I ain't for the other shit. So I'm the wrong one. Call my motherfucking name out. Don't be sneak dissing and shit like that. Talk to me or don't talk at all. And all you meme accounts, you season accounts and shit like that, bruh, you are a persona of another man. Continue to be the mime account and shut the fuck. That's all you do. All you do is be on dick of the player you fucking Dak season and shit like that. Shut the fuck up. You don't even bold enough to show your goddamn face. I don't even respect goddamn regular fans who don't show their face to be talking shit. Like, so shut the fuck up. Over here getting mad at us because we contribute and say, oh, did you have proof? Do you have proof? How did X give you your account? You have to submit your driver's license to get that damn check. Who did you submit Jake Ferguson's driver's license to get that account? Having his face and shit. How did you get approved for that blue check? But you talking shit to me. Like real shit. Y'all, I'm off subject here, but I don't appreciate when really good people are getting fucked over, and then these other, you know who the fake is? These, because everybody is for their fucking image and shit like that. I'm not with that. I'm not here to get a job at the Star or for the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys can kiss my black ass for all I care. Because at the end of the day, I am a real fan. America's team was here before the Jones family, and America's team would be here after. Know your fucking, I know my team's history. Have y'all be like the motherfucking fans that be at these concerts nowadays, be buying a ticket at the front row just to say you went there, don't know a goddamn song. Y'all fan for a wave, and y'all the type of fans that piss me the fuck off. Because y'all are the fucking problem with this organization. You are. Because the Joneses be doing bullshit, but y'all condone all that shit. Like some fucking idiots y'all are. And y'all be moving like a political group. Y'all be moving like a certain political group in this bitch. Because y'all get fed the smallest of information. Like, we gotta we gotta bring a Mount Everest amount of information for you to believe it. But let the wrong motherfucker come say some shit to you, upset it, just, oh, I heard through the grapevine, you can trust me. Nigga, you run with that shit like it's law. Like it's one of the 10 commandments. That's just me. I had to get this off my chest. I don't give a fuck who's listening and everything like that. I'm not here. I'm not a fan to get it. Bro, I am a real man. Hey, man. Be pissing me the fuck off. Shout out to Prince McCullum. If you were able to get access to the conference, what would you call Jerry out to his face for not interviewing Brian Floyd? I would look Jerry in his face in a professional way and saying, Jerry, you claim that you are trying to get your last, championship before you get up out of here. Why are you not moving like the Jerry we saw in them documentaries? What happened to that Jerry? What happened to that Jerry? The gambler. You ain't gambled nothing. I'll phrase into a question. I'll be like, Jerry, what have you done that even resembles of what you did back in the 90s? That Jerry, damn, bro, I was watching that documentary. That was a gangster Jerry. That was a Jerry, because like I would say, Jerry, why are you afraid of the damn lawsuit? You sued the NFL. You were bro. Where is that Jerry that was like a literal trailblazer? You sued the NFL and went against the norm. You brought billions of dollars to this organization because you was like, man, why we gotta put Reebok on our jerseys again? Because they said so? Man, Nike, come here. and we gonna sign a contract. AT&T, come here. And we gonna sign a contract. Where's that Jerry at? Where's that Jerry at? Where's the Jerry where that was grinding and sleeping in his damn office, all those, sleeping in his office with Jimmy? You know what I'm saying? Stressing to raise money for this team when it was still at Irvin and Texas State, before the Texas Stadiums. Where's that Jerry at? Because that's where the heart of the Cowboys are. We got off topic and everything like that. Shout out Star, man. Hey, man, look, I had to Star because the people be getting beside ourselves. One, because you a woman in this space, because football, and you can already know. And then two, because people be thinking they bigger than her and they can gang up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna tell you right, there's a lot of it's a lot of fake motherfuckers in this space, and they wouldn't say it to my goddamn face. I just want you to say it to my face. I just want you to be man enough to say it to my face. And I feel like it's not a lot of people who be man enough to say it to our fucking face. Just say what's on your mind to your face. No, it's not for a fight. I just want you to be. A lot of people are not real about this shit. A lot of people use this Cowboys space as a. Can I tell y'all a secret? A lot of people don't even be fans of this shit and they be covering the Cowboys. You know why? Because this is the biggest market in football, and if you can make it here, shit, it's a direct pathway to fucking a national media spot. Why do you think Stephen A? Like, Stephen A's entire light bill is funded by the Dallas Cowboys name. But let's get into what I add to this sphere. We're gonna get into solutions because now we got Parker. I'm glad he's here, but now let's make it work so we can go to a Super Bowl. Because a lot of people, they just gonna take the name and milk it like a cash cow. You know what I'm saying? To bring you millions and millions of content so they can make the money off of it. You feel me? No, we're going to actually put some solutions into the sphere. You know, and all them media people that was getting on David, I got so much respect for David Howman. Because even with him tweeting that, an hour after the news broke, this man put out an article on solutions to help out and get this team to a damn, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let's do that. We're gonna highlight his article. Yes. How I'm gonna do this? Okay, I know how to do this. All right. So as y'all know, if you was watching us yesterday, make sure if you coming in here, I'm sorry, you know, you came in the middle of a rant. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the content and everything like that. Hold on. I think I missed some of y'all questions. Make sure I ain't missed nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, start like, you know what I'm saying? We from these, like, this is our neighborhood. Like, DeSoto, Duncanville, Oak Cliff, all this shit. Had these motherfuckers that be covering this shit wouldn't even step foot in this shit. Tell them to step foot in Dixie Circle. Tell them to step foot in fucking Beckley Center. Tell them to step foot in, you know, like, they don't even know these fucking freeways. They don't even know these streets and everything like that. Tell them to step foot in all that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, go get some chicken. Tell them to go outside and get some chicken at Rudy's. Yeah, they go over there and do that shit. They be scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But let's get into it. What you need to know about the new Cowboys defense coordinator, Christian Parker, David Howman. You know what I'm saying? Everything you need to know. And then we're gonna go through this article. This is gonna talk about. I'm gonna highlight Christian Parker and some things I like about him. And we're gonna talk about some risk and what we need to do to help this guy out, to make sure he succeed. Because, like I said, this hire is the most important hire for the next 5 to 10 years, because this guy is connected to the rest of Dak Prescott, and the quarterback and the quality of quarterback is equal to your window as an organization. Okay. All right. So we should all know where he came from and everything like that he came from working up under the Eagles defensive backs and passing game coordinator under Vic Fangio and everything like that. So this is one thing, shout out to Boss, because he's a former receiver. The one thing he liked about Al Harris that I wanted to highlight is that he liked that Al Harris targeted former receivers as cornerbacks. And that led to, with the coaching of him, like that background plus the coaching of him led to great turnover production. You know what I'm saying? I thought that's a very good trend that Boss pointed out, like the former receiver. But look, guess what? Parker is a former receiver, Virginia native. He played shout out to him, HBCU in the building. I should have worn my PV shirt, but you know, it's a Cowboy. Shout out to the HBCUs, Virginia State, you feel me? And he also he was a player at Richmond, the Richmond Spiders. I know about that. And his coaching career started at Virginia State. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Got an assistant job at Notre Dame and then went to Texas A&M later. You know what I'm saying? And this is where he jumped in right here. Let me see, make sure y'all can see. Yeah, I can see. Okay. I can see. Okay. All right. This is where he came into the NFL. Lowest of the low, defensive quality control for 2 years with the Packers. Okay. With the Packers early on in his career. I think, yeah. So during this time, he served under defensive coordinator Mike Patine. Mike Patine is in the news right now for a bad reason. Over here, he's sullying the name of Brian Flores for some reason. I think that's just whack, because you don't do that when somebody's like in the middle of like trying to get a promotion and trying to, like, Brian Flores still has a name in 2 jobs or 1 job now because the Ravens just hired their coach, but he still got his name in a job for the Steelers, and you over here sullying his name. Also, Mike Patine coached with Brian Schottenheimer and back in 2009 with the New York Jets. So he knows Mike Bettine. Probably called Mike Bettine about Christian Parker, since that's the man who gave Christian Parker his first opportunity in the NFL. It's like he said, he highlighted right here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. I learned that from this article right here. Good, this is a great article. Shout out, man, David Howman be working, man. This is what I'm talking about right here. You know what I'm saying? All right. Then from Green Bay, he landed as a job under his predecessor, which is Vic Fangio. When Vic Fangio was the head coach of the Denver Broncos, this is the system I believe is going to be the foundation of what he's going to call. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna get to the end of this. We still don't know the system that he's going to call, because just because you come from a tree that doesn't mean that's going to be our defense. That's just the foundational teachings of that. It's like y'all like sauces. I like sauces. Y'all see I'm big and everything like that. Do y'all know a lot of sauces start with the same brine? Like, it starts with the same foundation. Like, a lot of these complex sauces and everything like that come from the same brine. Like, for instance, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the cane sauce has a mayonnaise base. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the sauces that we like for our food, they all come from the same base, but they just added some extra seasonings onto it and made it their own. That's a dope analogy. That is the best analogy I can say for coaching. Who you come from, that is your base. That's either your mustard base, your mayonnaise base, ketchup base, and what you add onto it, your flavor. You know what I'm saying? You can either become into it, to a cane sauce, or get a Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? It could be a honey mustard. You know what I'm saying? All these things have a base. That's how I can best look at when it's in terms of coaches. A lot of guys have a base of, fundamentals of how they coach, but that is not what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? All right. Parker became an instant trusted voice under Fangio. This is very important. That means Fangio trusted him. They probably, a lot of his football questions, was being answered, and he's understanding the football and NFL system under him. Openly praised him for his acumen and everything like that. All right. One thing I wanted to hire is that he has not always been with Fangio. Actually, Fangio went to the Dolphins when he was hired, because he was eventually fired by as a head coach of the Denver Broncos. And then the Denver Broncos had 1 year of Nathaniel Hackett, which ended up failing. And then from Nathaniel Hackett, that's when we're in with the Sean Payton era. During those 2 years, both Nathaniel Hackett and Sean Payton both retained and kept Christian Parker, which is very, very important. When a new coach of a completely different system keeps you on that roster, that means they saw the work you did and they said, hey, you are a great addition to what I can do. And that's why he did not go to Vic Fangio when Vic Fangio was taken up under Mike McDaniel in his time with the Dolphins. Now, Vic Fangio, he technically failed with the Dolphins, and it's because Vic Fangio is a hard-nosed coach, and he's not. I would say he can't best communicate with this new age of player, and I told you that communication is a huge thing with that. You know what I'm saying? Fun. And it doesn't surprise me with Vic Fangio, because Vic Fangio and Eberflus actually come from a similar football system. They it's based in the Monty Kiffin bend but don't break scheme, putting the shell up, having everything come and rally underneath. It's just Vic Fangio went on a whole different path and branch, and Eberflus went on a whole different path and branch. Eberflus went on the path and branch of lining up and just with the same philosophy of bend but don't break. But Fangio still has that principle, but he went down and he embraced the disguise philosophy. So Fangio has way more disguises and everything like that, but the whole point of it is to make you, take the check down and everything like that, which we know what, which branch end up, lasting and everything like that. All right. But after Fangio was fired from the Dolphins, that's when he got picked up by the Eagles, and he reunited because he hired Parker. Not only did he hire Parker, he gave Parker a promotion. Defensive backs is the positional coach, but when you're getting, when you want to make your way up to be a coordinator, you have to see, when you're a positional coach, you only handle the techniques. But this is when you get into the tactical side, because now you're being included in the schematics of football. Like when you're a run game coordinator or a passing game coordinator, that means you are a key instrument like into like comprising that side of the ball into schematics and planning and everything like that. That's huge. And that's one thing he checked that box for me with Christian Parker, because passing game coordinator that shows me now it's important that you get in that schematic room with the coordinator, because he probably, I just imagine the coordinator is sitting down. There's two lieutenants under him. There's the passing game coordinator and the run game coordinator. And you have to be in that meeting. And you being in that meeting means you are getting an understanding of like both folds of the defense. So you know what I'm saying? Like that's your key to that. Like a lot of front seven coaches, which is defensive line, linebackers, their way up is through, and their position up is run game coordinator, because the front seven is best needed to defend the run. That's why you see a lot of them. Their promotion is a run game coordinator, with the back end who's primarily covering everything like that. All right, you need to be, and now all three of y'all, when the coordinator who's already been through that that totem tree. Now we all in a room and we're devising a full and entire game plan consisting on both ends, the front end and the back end. So you need to understand it. And hopefully you're picking apart what they're doing in the front seven from the run game coordinator and through the coordinator, the defensive coordinator overall. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So, but he led a very instrumental, through his coordination, 9th in EPA per play. I love that stat, EPA, because it shows your efficiency, per like rep and everything like that. Parker also flexed. So this is the key, his development. I talked about having, trophies on your wall. I talked about that. And Parker has a lot more than I gave him credit for. Like in Green Bay, and I checked this, Green Bay, they drafted Jair, I think in 2018. Parker got there in 2019, which means when Alexander blossomed, he was there. Same thing with Patrick Surtain. They drafted him early in his career. Parker was there. When Surtain blossomed, Parker was there. Shout out to Jaquan McMillan and everything like that. Shout out to him. Also, as we know, with the corners that the Eagles have, and Quinyon Mitchell, or they call him Guantanamo Bay, and Cooper DeJean, White Chocolate or something. When they both got all pros this past year. Who's been there the entire development has been Christian Parker. And they both, shout out to Cooper DeJean, he literally credited him and said in a tweet that he credits him for getting to where he would never be able to get there, and everything like that. All right. So, like I told, so this is the part shout out, if y'all haven't, man, check out this article with David Howman. This is David Howman. Y'all coming in here, make sure to like, share, subscribe to the content. Hold on. Soul said, how long his contract for? Was that announced? Yeah. See, so that's to my rant earlier. I ain't gonna lie. This is why, we gonna get on to, I'm done with talking about Jerry and them, but we didn't find out about Eberflus's contract until after Eberflus was fired, which means it was, because you know why? My context clues behind that. If you don't want us to know the contract, it's some shady shit or there's some things we can draw on. You know what I'm saying? To that. They're not gonna, they know better to release that contract, because they probably, my assumption, they probably paying him half the salary Eberflus is making. Eberflus is making 4, they probably paying him 2. I don't know how long is he here. I think they said something about a 3-year deal, but him being freshly new, this is his first job and everything like that. You got to understand the pay grade he's coming from as a positional coach. That's a big jump. Now you're making millions. You know what I'm saying? And we know what Shotty's making, 4.5. So I'm telling you right now, the reason why they gave Eberflus 4, because they viewed him as a backup plan to Shotty, because he has head coaching experience. So I don't think he's making nowhere close to what Eberflus is making, because he doesn't have the pedigree that Eberflus had on the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have leverage in that. That's just me. And I think that's a very educated assumption. If I was to post it out, everybody would be like, "Oh, who's your sources behind that?" I'm not a fucking idiot. We know he's getting paid less than Eberflus. We know he is. because Eberflus is almost making as much money as the head coach. They're not going to pay a new coach the same or anywhere near that salary. That's smart. But we don't know his contract. Yeah. So scheme. We talked about he comes from the Vic Fangio school. All right. I told y'all. Didn't I say it? Eberflus and Vic Fangio, they have the same philosophy. It's the same bend but don't break, keep everything in front of you. You know what I'm saying? The main difference is what they do in the pre-snap. Eberflus didn't show shit. He didn't want to confuse. He just lined it up like this was throwback tackle, in somebody's front yard, line up, didn't do shit. He just felt that was just fuck Eberflus. But like he just lined it up. Fangio has mastered the art of confusion. I don't know what his scheme is, and David, he's actually, he's trying to preemptively suggest it as well of what his scheme would be. But I will say, I believe, and this is the part where I know he impressed Shotty, because Shotty, that's what he hated about Eberflus, is the back end. And I know he's going to want confusion. His defenses, you know what I'm saying, 4 down, very light, everything like that, you know what I'm saying, employ a lot of zone, pattern matching techniques. This is important because this is the modern NFL, which is basically having match coverages, and in the middle of the coverage, you have to be smart enough to tag it to where they man up at the top of the routes and everything like that, because, Eberflus did not do anything. He probably had like a cover 3 match here and there, but like matching is how that is the next wave. That's the future. That's happening right now. That's advanced coverages. You feel me? Which allows the defensive backs, like I say, like being the routes, rotating the secondary. You know what I'm saying? He rotates the secondary. That means they have like multiple positions, so they got to understand everybody's position, and communication skills is what Shotty wants. Because I ain't gonna lie, the biggest thing that been holding us back from from season to season is the communication. Now here's the key thing. And this is why I know we don't know the defense we're gonna see. Fangio is not much of a blitzer. Okay, so if y'all didn't know, 4 down. When a defense rushes 4, that is a 4 down rush. If they add 1, if it's 5, it's considered a blitz, which means Fangio does not do a lot of 5 or above like pressures. You know what I'm saying? And if you look over there at Eagletown, you understand why. They have enough in the front 4 to get it done. You know what I'm saying? And even they have blitzing linebackers and everything like that. He's very selective with it. I mean, he does simulated pressures, creeping up an extra rusher and dropping somebody in coverage. You know what I'm saying? They told you, yeah. See, he does simulated pressures. And if you watch my other video when I was highlighting Jim Leonard, I was showing you what I highlighted the best, season of simulated pressures. And that's when Raheem Morris is doing it with the Rams, like the simulated pressures, which means you're basically using the offensive lineman rules against them, knowing where the slot or the protection is and sending the extra, you know what I'm saying? When they have playing a numbers game, if they have 2 linemen blocking over here, you're sending 3. You know what I'm saying? Or if they have 3 linemen over here, you're sending like 4. You're using their rules against them. That's simulated pressures without committing a lot of resources to the passing game. If you're rushing 4, you're dropping how many? 7. If you're rushing 5, you're dropping how many? 6. You're rushing 3, you're dropping how many? 8. The more you drop, the more confident you feel. You feel in your zone, because you can plug in more zones, and it's making it much harder for the quarterback. So that's Fangio's scheme. I'm gonna talk about that. That's why I don't believe this is where I disagree with David. I don't think this is gonna be our scheme. I think, and I'm gonna talk about that. Okay, all right, we're gonna talk about that. And as mentioned above, by extension, they talked about the 5-man fronts and everything like that we incorporated this year. Of course, with with Quinn and everything like that, with Osa and Kenny Clark, which Fangio did do a lot. They actually when we got ran on 2 years ago about the New Orleans, when they came in and beat our ass and they ran on us. The very next week, like Fangio ran like a 5-2 and shut that shit down. You know what I'm saying, with the Eagles. And I think they barely won that game because of the quarterback or because of the offense, but they'll run 5 down, shit as well. The scheme generally uses 2 linebackers, sometimes just 1 to present light boxes. The Cowboys have Demario Overshown, who's flash both and run. See, this is where I don't agree with that. I do not think Overshown is an off man backer like that. I don't think Overshown is capable of being the solo backer in the box. I do not want him doing that. That's just me. I think Overshown's best suited as a blitzer. That's just me. But this is why I'm saying, like, you know, this is personnel. I'm not even gonna lie. I hope that was not a selling point that the front office was trying to do to the D coordinator. This is why I'm talking about they shouldn't even been in the damn room. Because honestly, I'm looking at this defensive personnel, and honestly, outside of Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams, everybody is replaceable. I am not in love with this personnel, even DeMarvion Overshown. And if y'all been on shows with me, y'all understand, like, Overshown has not been healthy enough. I am not counting on him as being somebody that we going forward. We cannot, I hope they didn't do that, because the front office is going to sell it to you saying is that, oh, they want to keep cohesion and everything like that. No, they want to be cheap. They want to do as little as possible with this personnel in terms of turnover. And it may have been a seller point, a breaking point for some certain candidates in this process, but that's just me. I am not in love with the personnel. We need to be focused on building a whole new defense, and I'm gonna get into that in a bit. With that, the secondary has its work cut out. I will guarantee you this. You know what I'm saying? So the scheme places a lot of pressure mentally on the secondary. Double for the safety group. Both safeties have the ability to play single half and everything like that. Steven and Jerry. You better not be looking at anybody in that safety room as somebody for Christian Parker to develop. Get them all out of there. I am sick of this. Go get new safeties. Quit being cheap. We're gonna talk about this. Talking about they don't have the ability to think. They don't have the ability to think, or they don't have the ability to get there. They're not athletically gifted anymore. If you look at the Eagles secondary, they had athletic ass safeties. We don't. I love Malik Hooker, but Malik Hooker is not that athletic anymore. Y'all know Donovan Wilson's not that athletic anymore. We need new safeties. Get some fresh guys in here and let's build this up. Exactly. I love this, David. He said, realistically, the Cowboys don't even have enough for those on the roster right now. At cornerback, Parker has succeeded, you know what I'm saying, with jamming people off a line of scrimmage, but, you know, clean eyes and reading the coordinate. In regards to Savon Ravel, he is a natural fit, but not mentioned his roster except for Deron Bland, who may be week one. I ain't gonna lie, Savon Ravel, you may be the only one that can stay here because we committed resources to you, and I'm gonna give you an extra year. But everybody else, bro, I am going into the draft looking to replace any of you. I'm not going, we need a nickel corner. No, we don't need a nickel corner. I would draft an outside corner if I have to. I would draft 2 outside corners if I have to. I would draft 3 outside corners. Everybody in that damn cornerback room, I'm looking to add to that room. If you get replaced, you get replaced. It's either leave or go home. We have a new teacher here in Parker who I believe is actually good, especially with high-end talent. I think that's his specialty. Like, he's good at making guys who has high-end talent and pursuing them, making them, you know, go in and reaching where they can. But other than that, everybody else can go. I'm sorry. I am. Especially like Deron Bland. I don't want to. He's here because of contract reasons and we can't get rid of him. But other than that, dog, this is your like 3rd surgery in 4 years. I'm sorry. On your foot, on both your feet. No. And then like Kalen Carson. No. Like I am so low in that cornerback room. They're gonna have to show me. They're gonna have to show me that they are willing to even stay. Like, I'm looking at them, similar to how we did Damone Clark. And shout out to Damone Clark. He actually like did pretty well at the Houston Texans. But anybody can get out that room. I am not in love with that defense. I'm talking about in terms of personnel. I'm not in love with nobody on that defense in terms of personnel besides Big Q and Kenny Clark. Everybody, and I do mean everybody else, is expendable. So, and this is gonna be important because and we have 2 first-round picks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, me too. I want both of them, you know, spent on a secondary. But Parker needs to get it. Yeah, he needed. Yeah. Shout out to DXO Flash. You got any people in free agency you would want? I'm gonna talk about that. I think I got one name that I think nobody is talking about. I think he's a free agent that we should actually probably throw a semi bag at. Will they do it? I don't know. And he's on the Eagles. I would go get Nakobe Dean. because I think you have a 3-4 base and he can play linebacker and be a 3-4 DN. I would go get. This is gonna be an idea for me. Going. What about Nakobe Dean? Because I think because he was him and it was somebody else making farewell posts to the Eagles. Because they can't pay him because they budget is so thin. So why not go poach some people, like not people, just one person at least. And I think Nakobe Dean would be a huge addition to us. I really will. And you can get him and then sign Trey Hendrickson on a vet minimum too. Bring back Clowney. You know what I'm saying? If Fowler want to stay, gotta be cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and then possibly add one draft pick from this draft to the edge room. You revitalize, that edge room. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So here it is right here. So potential staff. So Parker is young. This is very key. This is where we talking about ideas. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm finna have some radical ideas because of this statement right here. He's young. He has an extensive network, college stints and everything like that. He had times with Mike Elko, that's the current head coach of A&M, who actually turned that program around in 1 year. Shout out to him. He had a very intense defense, came from like Duke. He mentioned him yesterday and everything like that. Hold on, bro. Okay. All right. So he this is the names he was mentioning yesterday. Mike Stanucci, graduate assistant along Parker at Notre Dame and everything like that. Mike Smith, Kirk Ovaldotti. I understand the things he was doing. He was trying to go with seeing common, you know what I'm saying, where they matched up in terms of, on his, his life or in his coaching career and everything like that. I think the only name I will be very much so. I want to do some more research on these guys and see. I'm just going off first value. Clint Hurt is somebody I want. Clint Hurt. That's the only name I will really very much so would consider throwing a bag at. Everybody else, I'm gonna talk about it. Maybe I'm gonna look more into Sean Desai. I look. This is great work by him because this shows us the common theme. Like these are all Fangio type scheme type guys. You know what I'm saying? Like this gives us a great baseline. But Clint Hurt is somebody I want to go poach from the Eagles again. I want to look. I'm trying to literally diminish the Eagles. I want to take. We already got they secret weapon to their secondary. I want Nakobe Dean, who was a great rusher. Like he plays that play when he came and ran over Javonte Williams on a pass rushing rep. That is in my mind. I want that for my, what I'm saying? I want that type of pedigree in my damn, you know what I'm saying? But Clint Hurt, that D line for the Eagles have been good for a long time, man. And and Clint Hurt is I want that because I think they had worse edge talent than us, but they edges play better than what we had. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. White Cotton, look, man, I'm gonna do. I've been saying I'm gonna do more research to see if his edges, that bull rushing shit, that shit. He can coach the 1 tech and maybe the 3 tech. Well, the 3 tech didn't really succeed this year, but them edges, they really disappointed and left a very bad stain in my mouth. And the reason why I'm not like rushing to the podium to bring him back. That's just my honest thing. Now let's get into shout out to David Howman and everything like that. That was great work and everything like that. Let's talk about like what's my plan for Parker and everything like that, and for this to succeed. Here's my issue with Parker. He's insanely young. All those candidates we had that was interviewing from, sure, they were young, but he's insanely young. Like I don't even think he's, what I'm saying? Like he got similar, between the, what I'm saying? He's very young and he's never, ever even called a defense. Like I can say every other candidate that was a finalist, even concluding Jim Leonard, at least had held the main headset, whether it be in college. Sure. No one has did in the league, but they have held it before. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing I'm saying. And we need to have like contingency plans with that. Cause I'm very, very nervous with that. So with that, him being young, I am questioning how much autonomy I am giving to Christian Parker. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna talk about that. Why is that? I think we need to be similar to We need to be similar to Kyle Shanahan and how he does it in the 49er land. See, instead of us trying to build a great defense in a year, this is the opportunity for and I am tasking Schottenheimer for this. Focus on building a great defensive system here in Dallas. That is different. That is something that's transcendent, like between coaches. Focus on having a system here in Dallas. The reason why do you know how many different head coach, like different coordinators have became head coaches under Shanahan from the defensive side of the ball? And he rotates in coordinator after coordinator after coordinator after coordinator, and they don't lose a beat. It's because he has a system in place. And he'll even fire you after 1 year if you are not running his system in place. That means he has his hand on both offense. He has a structure on the defensive side of the ball as well. You feel me? So, and that's what I want Shotty to take. I think, so I want Shotty to be able to, this is going to be a very good task for him, as Coach Marv would say, coach to coach. Because you have a very green coordinator. But you've only been a head coach for so long, right? But you've been a coordinator for like 20, 30 years. I need you to show him what it's like to be a coordinator, because I don't think he's ready to be in that fight, in that shootout, man. We got a tough schedule. He in a shootout with Sean McVay by himself in LA. That's a lot for him. And we don't have time for people to be learning. You know, we can't use it as an excuse, you know what I'm saying, and just use it as a buffer. No, we need to be winning now. And I think the best way for the West to win now is to take some autonomy away from Christian Parker in terms of personnel and in terms of hiring. I am not for giving Christian Parker full autonomy on picking his staff. Nope, can't do it. You know why? Because I trust Shotty more, and this is why this is why I'm kind of nervous on this this coaching search, because we do not know the system is in place, right? And this is why it's important for Shotty to pick the hires. This is an opportunity. I'm all over the place in terms of defensive system. I think Shotty really wanted what Flores and Devontae Jones was doing. Hopefully in the interviews, he was picking apart the mind of them and asking the questions of what he was doing and picking in the mind, and let's incorporate it into our defense. This is why I said we're not fixed on, we know what defense that he's trying to run. You know what I'm saying? I think Shotty wants more grits. I think he wants to do more blitzing. And with Parker being so young, he is not fully in to what his defense is going to be. He doesn't have to be a real clone of Fangio. He can be a Fangio base, but incorporate some of that Flores, you know what I'm saying? The blitzing and the press quarters coverage and everything like that. Like, this is the time for Shotty to mold his defense into what he wants, to do the Kyle Shanahan route, to mold the defense into your image and what you want. Because I know you couldn't do that under Eberflus, because Eberflus felt like he was there to help you, and that's why he didn't take any advice from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is the time for Shotty to really, 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 mold this defense into what he wants. And that's in order for him to do that, he needs to be in charge of every hire. So, and this is why I said that the offensive side of the ball are complete strangers. They don't even know each other. Like, Connor Riley probably knew of Clayton Adams, you know what I'm saying? But like, bro, Connor Riley was in Kansas State minding his own damn business. Clayton Adams was in Arizona. Shotty brought them together into a room and said, work together. Y'all have very similar aspects, work together. Shotty went to go get Junior, you know what I'm saying? From the Oregon, you know what I'm saying, like that. And shout out to, Lacey Sierra, Lacey Clara for subscribing. Shotty went to go get, Junior from Oregon, wide receivers coach, you know what I'm saying? Kept Lunda Wells and said, let's all work together. But we had faith it's going to work because we had a coordinator, or we had somebody calling the plays, and we knew Shotty he can call some plays. Like, he had a great history of that. We do not have that with Christian Parker. We had to take that risk into effect. Like, we cannot just go in blind. Like, I'm not gonna do like these other people and just prop them up. I'm not gonna oversell y'all and act like there's no giant issues with hiring Christian Parker that we have, or risk we have. The fact that he has not called plays before is a huge risk. The fact that he has not led a defense before is a huge risk. The fact that he is so young in this is a huge risk. You within that, you know what I'm saying? So with all that, this is what we can. This is what we can do. Like there's so many things we don't know. Like he claims he doesn't have a type when in terms of corner, but I just went through all his corners that end up making it are short. None of his corners are tall. His tallest corner he ever coached was 6 foot tall. You know what I'm saying? So this is all the things to take a look at and everything like that. I appreciate y'all, man, for coming in here. I appreciate y'all for just being here, supporting me and everything like that. So shout out to all the content creators that came through. Shout out Star, shout out Boss. I think I don't know if Henny, I didn't see Henny, but shout out Henny anyway. You know what I'm saying? Shout out all of them. Make sure to support them and everything like that. Cowboy Nation, it's time to get excited, but it's time to get to work. Now it's time to attack and pitch ideas for coaching hires, and then after that it's gonna be time to pitch ideas for free agency, and then simultaneously, right now I'm scouting the draft. Now I know what to look for, because I know that I know the the cornerback, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. And yeah, I know we're gonna get a cornerback and a defensive back and everything like that. So let's just continue to put in work and everything like that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Until next time, peace.
Twin, this shit hard right here. Just made this shit.